It's going to be incremental.
Yeah.
It's not going to be all at once. That's what's going to be most interesting, I think, is, in a way, we're kind of like trending towards a full high resolution 3D, 4D experience. Like we will be able to like smell and taste things.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, and on the way there, there's like this crossover, this like, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but I think that's really interesting. And then like twisting that the way like, what's it called when like if you create a GIF but it kind of glitches and sometimes you get two different scenes that like do a pixel melting together?
Yeah, that's like a data mosh or something like that.
Data mosh, that's the word.
Yeah. That's like what's his name? Max Gaming is figuring out programming A-frame to see if you can get like a video in there. And then I was telling Meg, like, dude, we're gonna try stuff, because I'm thinking, how do we make a portal? Like, we're gonna need, visuals, but also like sound that goes with it, and then, all these other like weird things that I want to do with the room, what I do with my videos. But like, we're gonna experiment, and then I said we're gonna get like sick. We're gonna go into it and try to like experiment, but we're gonna be like, okay, that's too crazy. We can't combine like that sound and that weird thing with that, because I remember reading about William S Burroughs and Brian Gibson when they started experimenting with filming, or cutting it up and just like doing random shit, and then like playing with feedback and like looping of sound and audio and weird things, and that like this whole movie that they made was like too out of context that like people left the theater like throwing up and feeling like physically nauseated because they couldn't like handle like what they did. I think in some sense like we're gonna try to do something crazy, and then it's like really not gonna work, and we're gonna like experience it, but we're gonna be like, oh, that was not good. Like, I just hope we don't give like anybody seizures like Pokemon. But it's probably are gonna do it. I don't know.
Yeah, we have to. I don't know, man. It's interesting. We're not gonna be like stabbing in the dark. We'll have some feedback and we'll kind of have an intuition of what's enjoyable and what's like subliminally overwhelming.
Yeah.
And you want to be a little bit subliminally overwhelming.
Yeah.
Just a touch.
Max mechanics of reincarnation is like uncomfortable. Like even for me, that like somebody likes something weird, but at the same time, that's like the point of it, And like there's gonna be rooms like that, but you have to like, how far the edge can we go without like having like a visceral like reaction of it?
That's like using VR is cool because that experience could exist within a room, and that room has a door, and people can stay in that space, or they can turn around and walk out the door.
Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so like the latest version of the escape room / mystery game is that the 23 rooms, that each room corresponds to like one of these counterculture heroes of mine. So like I'm going to start with William S Burroughs, and I think a lot of counterculture like stems from him, and then we follow that lineage down till you get up to the people that I'm interviewing now, like Douglas Rushkoff and then Mark Pesce and then whoever else that we could get going. And so like eventually these rooms are now getting filled up with all the audio and things that we produce while having these like weird relationships with Douglas Rushkoff, Mark Pesce, and if I could get like a few other people, because I don't want to just like interview them. I want to like have them come back and dig down on like we're already making notes for the next Douglas talk, because we're like, okay, that was cool, like, but there's like other things that I think were interesting that we can play with. I'm sure we're not going to get to everything with Mark Pesce as well, because like I'm reading this old interview of his.
So we'll now flash forward to my first experience of virtual reality, which happened in 1990 and required absolutely no technology except about 500 micrograms of LSD-25. I'd been thinking, I'd been reading, and all of a sudden I drop acid after several years. And of course, if you've taken several years break and all of a sudden thrust yourself back into that realm, you can find that things really pop up. And I found myself in a virtual world. And what I found in this virtual world, the thing that I must have suspected that I would find in this virtual world, wasn't an artificial Tron-like environment. It wasn't something that was entirely artificial. What I beheld in that environment was an image of the planet, as if I was cruising above it in a spaceship. And I knew that part of my own destiny as connected with virtual reality wasn't to escape into another dimension, but to find a way to make real to us the things that we can't always see, because we exist at a level of scale, of experience that hides them from us.